Welcome to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. On today's program, we're going to spend some time at the Suffolk Workforce Development Center, which is getting ready to celebrate its 10th anniversary. Not only are we going to talk about the center, but some of its partners who, again, provide a lot of valuable resources to employees and employers alike here in the Suffolk community. Stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Scene. Again, we're coming to you from the Suffolk Workforce Development Center. Very special time at this facility, and because they have a 10th anniversary that they're celebrating, and we're going to talk about that as well as talk with some of the partners that they work with throughout the year that, again, bring a lot of valuable services to the residents of Suffolk and beyond. So, again, join us today. We have Larry Brunson, who's a Workforce Development Coordinator here for the Suffolk Workforce Development Center. Larry, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And Hughes McLean, who is a Veterans Service Representative with the Virginia Department of Veterans Services. And thank you for being with us as well, Hughes.
Thank you.
Well, Larry, we're going to start with you. Talk about what role the Workforce Development Center plays here in the city of Suffolk. And again, I believe statistically, I think you serve about 1,600 people over the course of a given month. That's a lot of people coming in and out of your doors for a variety of reasons.
Absolutely. Since 2014 in November, when the VC left our facility, we've kind of filled in the gap along with our Workforce Investment Board region, number 16, Hampton Roads. We facilitate several types of trainings. Also, we help people with job readiness and career readiness. We help write resumes, job placement, job searching. We do not provide any funding. That's why Opportunity Inc., our main partner, is so very beneficial to our citizens, because if someone could not afford that type of training, they meet their eligibility, Opportunity Inc. provides them a process by which they can be funded through certain types of training.
But again, it's amazing the wealth of resources that are found through the facility, and again, that are offered locally as well as, again, with partners like Veteran Services that kind of come in here and play a role in helping people in our community find employment, find upgraded employment, or connect businesses with the workforce themselves. So it kind of works in a couple of different ways there, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So we consider ourselves a resource. Basically what we do, we are a resource coordination that facilitates employers, certainly job seekers, students, businesses in many ways. We have a 10,000 square foot facility that can provide free services not only to the citizens but also to businesses for training, recruitment. We work with companies like Unilever, Freon, a new company in town, and a few others, and actually sometimes do their screening for them, their pre-screening, along with the assistance of Opportunity Inc. as well. Some of our agencies include ARP, of course, Opportunity Inc., Department of Veteran Services. We also partner with academic schools like Norfolk State University, Hampton University, Richard Bland Community College, Paul D. Camp. We also partner with Everest, their foundational education. And of course, a very important entity right here in Suffolk is the Prudence Center. Mm-hmm. Prudence Center provides GED prep classes here, and we have had a number of successes throughout the year with that. And also we provide opportunities for those that maybe have less favorable backgrounds. So we have systems like Setup, and also we work with juvenile justice to mentor and also train and develop those that may have a less favorable background but need a little help. Mm-hmm. So last year, what happened to us last year? We had something fantastic happen. We served over 18,000 citizens throughout Suffolk and the surrounding areas. We facilitated over 500 job placements, so I think that's something to be proud about.
Indeed, indeed. And again, you talked about some of the partners here, and Hughes will bring you in at this point. Department of Veteran Services, what is the mission? We'll kind of talk in the big picture and then bring it as far as here to what's offered here at the Workforce Development Center, but just what your organization does for the people in the community, not just in Suffolk, but certainly beyond.
Well, throughout the state of Virginia, our overarching mission is just to provide veterans and their family members with accurate, timely, and ethical education and assistance in obtaining the federal and state benefits that they've earned, mm-hmm. Through their sacrifice to the Commonwealth and the nation. And on the smaller scale, as far as what we do, we assist veterans with filing claims. We assist their widows with filing survivors' claims, survivors' pension, getting eligibility for VA home loan certification, getting into care centers, assist them with the Horton Cemetery as well. So there's just a myriad of different things that we help them do.
Now, as far as those services, I mean, you guys obviously help with transition from people who go from being active to retired, I guess, in military,
Yes.
and that transition to the public side of things, I assume. So again, y'all are getting involved with them probably very early in that process when that transition is starting to happen, so they can know what services, again, they can tap into throughout the length of their life, correct?
Yes, correct. We can, start working with them as early as 6 months prior to them separating.
Right.
We can go ahead and start helping them with getting their compensation claims and everything in order. And then, as you said, once they come out, as far as retraining,
Right.
To get that employment in the public sector, we can assist with that as well.
And again, I believe y'all are here at the Workforce Development Center. Ooh, tough to say. The second and fourth Thursday of each month. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So again,
Second.
you have a physical presence here.
Yes.
And again, now do people need to make appointments, or how does that generally work for when you're here on those 2 days?
Yes, they generally make appointments.
Okay.
And we come out and then try to assist them.
Okay.
One thing that a person that needs those veteran services, they can call the Workforce Center at 514-757-514-7742 to make an appointment.
Right.
You can call anytime. We're open from 8:30 in the morning to 5 p.m. in the afternoons, Monday through Fridays. And we'd be more than happy to assist you with those benefits and connecting you to those services that you need.
Now, and again, I know, you have a physical presence, again, we said on the second and fourth Thursday of every month here, but if a veteran, say, for example, he or she, they move their family to Suffolk, they may have been served in that other community, now they're here, do they need to reconnect with your organization, or does that kind of follow with them, or how does that work? Because, people are moving all the time, and we know that Hampton Roads certainly has a huge military, both active and retired presence here. So how does that process work as far as with you?
Yes, when you move, it is normally best that they would come into one of our offices, and at the very least do a change of address.
Correct.
So the VA knows that the address has changed.
Got it.
So they can get all the correspondence that they need from the VA, because some things are very time sensitive, of
Sure.
course. And here in Virginia, I think about 1 in every 10 citizens is a veteran. So it's important that we are here to assist the veterans in this area. But yes, definitely, when you move to a new area, you want to reconnect.
Okay. Now, do you find that when you work with a lot of your clients that they realize the wealth of opportunities and services that y'all are able to provide, and maybe they don't realize, oh, you can do that, or we can help you with that? Do you find that?
Yes, a lot of times. There's a lot of things that people just aren't aware of for
Yes.
whatever reason. So that's another reason that it's important to have us there, is because we can educate them and let them know about
Correct.
new things that are upcoming and additional benefits that they may not
Right.
have been aware of.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Larry, we talk again about all the partners that are here, and everybody's played a key role in making this Workforce Development Center work for the community. And again, you have a 10th anniversary that's coming up relatively soon. We're going to be celebrating it. Of course, it's really almost like the whole year, really.
Right.
But the fact that you will have a pinpointed event. But just what does the center kind of evolved? I know you talked a little bit about off the top, sort of the role you play, but how the center has evolved over time. I know you've been with us for now, how long?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. So again, obviously it was here before, but what you've kind of seen in that period of time and what this anniversary is really going to kind of celebrate and commemorate.
Well, has been a great explosion of expansion over the last 10 years. It started about 10 years ago under Human Services to better serve the workforce in terms of the VIEW program, VIEW clients. And in their early beginning, they were probably seeing maybe 1,300 people a year. Well, that grew over time to almost 18,000 a year now.
Right.
And additionally, what we've added to our services within the last year, we have become a ACT registered academic site where we can test and proctor the career readiness certificate, which kind of falls into the line of the governor's mission.
Yes.
In terms of the new economy, where we're pushing industry credentials. Now that credential is not a credential standalone by itself. You need to get other training to go along with it. But I'll give an example. The CRC, if you're a new person being hired at the shipyard, well, you can't even enter in unless you get a CRC approval. So basically, additionally to what we have, we are partners with the Virginia Manufacturers Association, so we are able to proctor the MT1 or the Manufacturing Tech 1 certification, again pushing those industry credentials. And along with Opportunity Inc. as well, when you'll hear from them later.
Yes.
But they have a list of approved trainings that can go along with that certificate and help you land a job more efficiently.
Now again, you also work very closely with the Literacy Council here.
Absolutely.
Is that correct?
The Suffolk Literacy Council is a very important piece because a lot of the clients that come in may not have their high school diploma or GED, and according to the Virginia Department of Labor, by 2020, 65% of all jobs will require credentialing above high school. So if you don't have the GED, that kind of cuts you out of a lot of jobs.
Right.
So again, the Literacy Council works with the Prudence Center and their GED program to get people prepped and ready for the exam, and then they can go into other careers.
And again, I think it's amazing the fact that you can really help people in a variety of different ways because of the fact that people are looking to enter the workforce, with different levels of education, different levels of experience, it really a variety of things. So you're able to kind of connect almost anyone to resources and things to help them improve themselves and get them ready to go take on that next job or take on that next career opportunity.
Exactly.
Correct?
And we want the Suffolk citizens to know that we are here.
Right.
Now we're in South Suffolk. So we're inviting North Suffolk to visit as well because we have a wide array of services that meet the needs of not just one category of individual, but the whole entire city. And also we have interns here from Norfolk State, Hampton University, the community colleges that also assist in our venue of helping others achieve their goals.
Right. And I think we touched on it both with you, Larry, and Hughes as well. The fact that there are resources out there that people may not be aware of, and probably your best first move would be to contact the Workforce Development Center. Find out, again, if you have a need. They may be able to meet it through a variety of their different providers. You just don't know how you're going to be able to connect up. And I think that's the key. It's a resource here in our community that can serve you, whether you need that today or tomorrow, so to speak. So again, it's a great way to, again, get started with that process. Simply make a phone call or visit the office here located on North Main Street. You're on the second floor.
Right.
Your physical address is?
157 North Main Street, Suffolk, Virginia, downtown Suffolk, across the street from the courthouse, and we're upstairs.
And again, we have convenient parking out front. There's certainly also parking behind the facility and the rear entrance there as well. Very easy to access. And again, what they want to do is make the services that they provide and their service provider partners provide those services, be able to you to connect to those quite easily as well. So again, we're going to be talking more right after the break with Opportunity Inc. and again, connecting you with those services there. But I also want to take time to thank Larry and Hughes both for spending time with us today, talk about veteran service, talk about the Workforce Development Center, and the key role both you and your organizations play here in our community and again, beyond. So again, we'll have more on the scene right after this short break. Welcome back to On the Scene. We're joined now by two folks who are with Opportunity Inc. Again, one of the partners we talked about who work very closely here with the Suffolk Workforce Development Center. And to join us today, we have Steve Cook. He's the Vice President of Workforce Innovation, and Jackie Rondeau, who's the Business Services Coordinator, again, both with Opportunity Inc. I want to thank you both for joining us today to talk about your organization. So let's kick it off by talking about what does Opportunity Inc. do for the Hampton Roads area. Again, I know there's a multitude of things that kind of go under that umbrella, but just kind of give us an overview of what we're talking about when we talk about Opportunity Inc.
Sure. Well, Opportunity Inc. is really the regional convener for workforce development programs in Southampton Roads. So that area is quite a large area. It covers from Virginia Beach, all the localities, to Southampton and Franklin, to include the great city of Suffolk. Right. And so our job really is to work with businesses that are looking for qualified job seekers, to help job seekers become qualified to meet those businesses' needs,
right.
And just in general to help folks get a job, need a leg up, need the proper training to get the jobs that they might need to fulfill business needs of the community.
Now, how does that work with as far as how the businesses connect with Opportunity Inc. to let you know what needs they have? Are you out there kind of recruiting them? Are they recruiting you? Or how does that process generally work?
There's a couple of ways it
Right,
works.
okay.
We at One Stop, at Opportunity Inc., we have a business services coordinator, and Jackie is that person.
Right.
So Jackie is out talking to businesses on a weekly basis, and she will get into that in a minute.
Sure.
We also have very strong relationships with our economic development partners within all the localities. So here in Suffolk, we work very closely with Kevin Hughes and Greg Bird and their team to make sure that we're connected to the businesses in Suffolk and the surrounding communities that also hire citizens of Suffolk. So we're very much in partnership with the city of Suffolk and their folks that are out there. And we make sure that we're out on the streets talking to the folks as well.
Got it. And Jackie, so talk about again what role you play, and as far as how your perspective on how this relationship between the community, Opportunity Inc., and I guess also Workforce Development Center all kind of link together to kind of provide, again, folks that are trained and ready to go, and which can serve the needs of the businesses, and again, the businesses are having their needs met.
Well, I've always seen my role as, I'm the intermediary between the business community and all of the people that we work with.
Right.
So I do go out a lot. I go to a lot of events, a lot of economic development activities in all the cities. We work very closely with them, and I attend a lot of things just to increase awareness in the business community, because I think still there's not as much awareness about the One Stop and Opportunity Inc. and all the services that are available to businesses at no charge to them. When businesses find out about this, they're just thrilled, and they can't believe that there's no charge for this.
Right.
The other thing that I think is primary in my job is relationships. I can't do anything that I do without forming relationships with the business community and the economic development community and maintaining those relationships. So it's really important for me to get out and talk to people and nurture those relationships so that we are the first entity that they think of when they need help with something.
You talked about relationships, and I think as the business community kind of ebbs and flows, again, we have different industries that come into the area, relocate or whatever the situation would be. I think, in Suffolk, we've had the warehouse industry really blossom in recent years. And again, those needs that those businesses have, again, because they're new or maybe they're altering their own business kind of platform or structure, changes. So again, I think that's where those relationships come in handy, because you can kind of get on the cusp of that and start meeting those needs or identifying what those needs are, whether the business knows or doesn't know, so that you can, again, provide those resources that y'all have with Opportunity Inc. to do that, correct?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oftentimes we're brought in at the beginning of that that site search or the site selection search with the companies. So the economic development teams will have us sit at the table, talk about the labor force here in Hampton Roads. That's one of the very important services that we offer, not only our strategic partners, but companies that are coming into the area. I know that we've just recently, provided some labor market information for salaries for a local company to let them know what the general median salary is for a certain position. And they've utilized that to make sure that they are on the right wage rate for that level.
Now, do you deal with businesses, I'm assuming, of all shapes and sizes, so to speak,
do.
from both the small to the larger corporations?
We do,
Okay.
Yeah, we, for example, the Target distribution center in Suffolk. Target's a global corporation, very large. We worked very closely with them in their ramp up recently, but we work with mom and pop businesses and kind of everybody in between. The other thing is we also work very closely with the Virginia Employment Commission. I partner with staff at the Virginia Employment Commission to help businesses. We work together to coordinate hiring events when they need to have a hiring event, find candidates for them, get their jobs posted. And so that's another relationship that's crucial, I think.
And do you work, once you identify a need, I think then it's a matter of finding or determining, I presume, that the workforce is there, or we need to, or you need to certainly retrain or train folks to be able to adapt to the situation that they come into these positions skilled. So how does that process work? Once that's identified, what do y'all do? Again, you mentioned the services are free, but again, I mean, there's obviously a lot of legwork and research and things that has to go into this to figure out, okay, this is the need. We feel like we need to kind of ramp up the workforce that may be available in the community. And how does that process go about to get that training in place? And what type of training are we talking about? Again, I mentioned the warehouse industry, and I know there's a lot of training there for folks that may have come from other opportunities or businesses or careers to get them in tune with that. But how does that process all kind of flow together?
Well, there's a variety of ways. We have partners. I mean, Paul D. Camp Community College is really one of our strategic partners when it comes to the warehouse industry, as well as Tidewater Community College. And they have programs that are designed to help train those employees that are looking to upskill or get into that industry. Jackie mentioned Target and some of the on-the-job training needs that they have. One of the services or programs that we offer are providing dollars to companies to help them with costs associated with training those folks. And so in Target's instance, we'll provide them with a certain amount of dollars, provided that all of our funds have not been obligated at that point.
Of course.
But we'll provide them with dollars, and that helps them train those employers to get the skills that they need to perform that job. We also have we have an incumbent worker training program that that provides job skills for those folks that are in those specific positions to uptrain them to make sure that they are meeting certain functions within that company or lay off aversion type skills. So, make sure that we're not going to lose them. We provide funds for those. All of this is based on funding to us and what's obligated and what's not. But we want to make sure that companies are provided with all of the tools necessary to get those, to keep those people employed.
We do work very closely with all of the local schools in projecting, what are going to be the workforce needs now and in the near future, so that we can train people appropriately. And when there is an unmet need, welding is a good example locally, because I'm on the ground and see this every day. There's not enough welders. So like Steve was talking about incumbent worker training, we're working with a local company right here in Suffolk to train some of their employees to be welders and to do the kind of welding that they need them to do. Those skills and those credentials that they earn will be portable. They'll benefit not only that company, but if the employee ever leaves and goes somewhere else, he's always going to have that. So those are the kinds of things that we like to do to improve because I believe that improving the workforce improves the entire economy of the area.
Sort of the rising tide raises all ships kind of philosophy approach to things. Now, you mentioned the fact that you work with the economic development departments in the area with businesses are relocating or coming into the area. But if you have the mom and pop store that's already here and maybe they find themselves with a need, what would y'all suggest the first step for them to do? Other than pick up the phone. And then once that's done, then you obviously interview them to work with them because they may not have, the research team or whatever in place on their part because they're a smaller entity. But yet you have the resources and the things that can provide to them and help them identify what they're looking for, maybe what their needs are in that capacity, correct?
Exactly, they can, if you're talking about a Suffolk business, they can call Larry. Larry and I work together on assisting the local businesses. They can call me and I'll bring Larry in and say, Larry, can you help with this? My number is 757-461-7537, extension 361. But on a regular basis, I meet with businesses of all sizes to figure out how we can best help them meet their needs.
Got it. And I believe Opportunity Inc. has a physical presence here at the Workforce Development Center on Mondays and Tuesdays, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you go by appointments or is it sort of just first come, first serve, or how does that process generally work?
Well, I believe the career developer here does see people by appointment, but we also have people that just walk into the center and didn't even know that Opportunity Inc. was there and was available to them, so they can certainly see people that way also. I think that their number here, the Opportunity Inc. number here is the 514-7737.
Okay, perfect, good deal. Again, we'll have that information on the screen so you can kind of have time to take that number down. But certainly we're closing the segment here, but I wanted to thank both of you for your time and mention the fact that, again, the Opportunity Inc. website, I don't know if either of you could relay that out there.
Yeah, I mean, if I have just one quick second,
please do.
there is another resource that we want to make sure that we get across, and it's our Career Access Network, and that's called CANS, and they're available in the libraries here in Suffolk and all the libraries, and that is our online system where you go in, you sign up, and you have resources there. So if folks can't get to the one-stop center, if they can't get to downtown Norfolk, you can go to your local libraries, get a lot of resources right there at the computer, as well as the library staff. We've gone out, we've trained them for what types of activities. We have an activity tomorrow for teens about financial literacy in the Morgan Memorial Library.
Perfect. Good deal.
So please visit our website, op workforce-inc.org, and you can access all of the information that you need for Opportunity Inc. services.
And I think when you talk about opportunities from Opportunity Inc., it really covers the age spectrum, the workforce
Absolutely.
spectrum, and I think that's the one thing we've touched a little bit on here today is the fact, again, one thing to do maybe before you make the call, not to say we don't want to encourage people to call, is check out the website. Again, they kind of get an overview of some of the resources that are there, the things that they can tap into. But again, if you need more information, contact the Workforce Development Center, contact Opportunity Inc., and again, folks will be ready there to help you with any needs you may have. Again, I want to thank you both for your time today.
Thank
Share
you.
again with the opportunities available, again, as I say, through Opportunity Inc. And that will do it for this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. We'll see you next time.